GamingBolt presents 14 boss battles that happen across multiple stages. Boss battles are meant to test your mettle, putting you up against the best of the best. Some of these use scale to shock the player, while others take players on a small journey, using multiple stages to tell a mini-story amidst all of the combat and flurry of blows being exchanged. Here are 14 boss battles that happen across multiple stages. The End, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. The End has all of the time in the world. He sits back and snipes you quickly and quietly, but each time you find him, a new stage of the battle begins. It's a battle of attrition, slowly wearing him down and cornering him. He is a fantastic boss, so the variety in the battle is fantastic, especially near the end when things begin to heat up. Furthermore, he constantly shifts his location and uses camouflage to take you down. The Pursuer, Dark Souls 2. This heavily armored warrior is not an easy enemy to bring down. He begins simply slashing at you as he floats around and then switches to a more defensive strategy as he puts up his shield and charges, making it very difficult to take him out quickly. He can be encountered multiple times if you are playing Scholar of the First Sin Edition. You will face him in Forest of Fallen Giants, Things Betwixt, Lost Bastille, Iron Keep, and Drang Lake Castle. Kuze, Yakuza 0. Kuze is one of the coolest enemies in the entire series. This guy doesn't care about anything except for his ego. He will fight Kiryu to death just so that he can defeat him. That is all. That is all he fights for. Fighting against various thugs in Yakuza is incredibly fun, but Kuze is more of a nuisance than anything. He keeps rearing his ugly head, showing up again and again, never going down, and always ensuring that you need to take him down one more time just to add insult to injury. Final boss, Metroid Prime. The fight against Metroid Prime is a long one, which leads Samus and the creature into the depths of the planet, eventually ending up at its core. It's an explosive conflict that only ends when one of the two are dead. The might of the Metroid Prime causes this change in scenery, but it also keeps things difficult and colorful. Fugly, Donkey Kong Country Returns. Fugly looks similar to Mugly, except that he has a lot more attitude. Every time he turns red with anger, he smashes the ground, causing it to explode into smithereens, sending Donkey Kong plummeting to the ground below. The battle doesn't change, it just continues within a new locale, but it keeps things fresh. Liquid Snake, Metal Gear Solid. The fated battle of brothers is quite the affair. Liquid starts off raining down fire from a helicopter before piloting Metal Gear, engaging in a punch-out with Solid Snake, and then hopping into a jeep and engaging in a high-speed battle. It has a little bit of everything and is a very varied confrontation. Bowser, Super Mario Galaxy. Every stage of this battle requires similar tactics, but the visuals and obstacles change drastically. Bowser gains control over the stars and wages his battle against Mario on small planetoids before ending the conflict in the middle of a hollow sun. It's a much more dramatic finale than usual. Nemesis, Resident Evil 3. Nemesis is an enemy that constantly shadows the player throughout the game. He's too difficult to take down in one go, so you need to slowly wear him down and run more often than not. The battle is set across the entire game, making it one of the best boss battles of all time that take place across multiple stages. Volgin, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Volgin is the definition of a multi-stage battle. What starts as a typical boss fight then transitions to a motorcycle chase against a nuclear tank, and then ends as another traditional fight against a super-powered nuclear battle tank. Each stage is more difficult than the last, making for a very tense set of circumstances. It's also a visually stunning battle, which is a treat to witness. King Pumpkin, the Munchables. In order to actually attack King Pumpkin, you first need to remove the numerous barriers around him. Do this and you can begin a full frontal assault, scurrying about in the water to dodge his attacks and hopefully survive the onslaught long enough to take the Titan down. The first stage is really just preparation for the second part of the battle, which is all about actually facing the foe. Micolash, host of the Nightmare, Bloodborne. There isn't anything too special about Micolash other than the fact that he wears a fancy bucket on his head and won't stay still. From the second you two lock eyes, he takes off, running away as fast as his legs will carry him. It's an unconventional fight, but one that keeps you on your toes, literally. Although it's a boss battle that takes place across multiple stages, it's also one of the most annoying battles in Bloodborne. General Tsao, Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves. The fight against this well-armed rooster begins on the top of bamboo stalks, avoiding projectiles and dealing damage when possible. The fight then moves to the ground of the jungle below. It's not necessarily a difficult bout, but it's one that's filled with clever jokes and some neat action. Queen Sectonia, Kirby Triple Deluxe. Queen Sectonia transforms as the battle progresses. Deal enough damage and she'll go from a large bee-like warrior to a plant-like being that takes up the majority of the screen, requiring Kirby and King Dedede to team up to bring her down. Bowser, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Bowser begins the final battle of Super Mario Galaxy 2 in the most classical way possible. He goes head-to-head with the plumber, charging him only to be tossed by his tail. He then grows in size and takes the battle to the inside of a black hole, throwing meteorites at the courageous plumber until he manages to take him down by flinging the projectiles back at him. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.